No, they have to. They definitely have to do a trilogy. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think you will be even better in the trilogy?
Of course I could be better. I feel that inside I have something. I could be better. I wasn't happy for 100% of what I did in the ring, to be honest. Of course, there were some mistakes.
I need to see the trilogy, man. When is the trilogy? I gotta say, though, I think, look, it was a close call.
For me, there's an argument that this man is the pound-for-pound #1. You know, you maybe give Usyk the credit, but he's pound-for-pound #2, no doubt about that. And it's just the beginning. I think there's so many more levels to come.
As we start, most interestingly, the WBO has granted approval for a highly anticipated trilogy between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, postponing Callum Smith's mandatory title shot. Taking to Twitter, WBO President Gustavo Olivieri shared, "The WBO Championships Committee has resolved that it is in the best interests of boxing, and most importantly the fighters themselves, to permit the highly anticipated Beterbiev-Bivol trilogy to proceed as planned." As Bivol and Beterbiev prepare for their third showdown, the WBO has allowed the two fighters to settle their rivalry before Smith can challenge for the title. He said about it, "This ruling underscores the exceptional significance of the Beterbiev-Bivol trilogy, about widely regarded as one of the most compelling matchups in contemporary boxing between two of the sport's elite competitors." Moreover, this decision delays Smith's opportunity for the time being, as the focus shifts to the highly significant and eagerly awaited clash between the two light heavyweight champions. Gustavo further said, "As a result, interim champion Callum Smith will retain his status as the WBO mandatory challenger, and in the interim is authorized to participate in voluntary bouts." As we already know, Artur Beterbiev became the undisputed light heavyweight champion on October 12, 2024, after narrowly defeating Dmitry Bivol by majority decision, with one card even at 114-114. The judges gave Beterbiev scores of 115-113 and 116-112. Bivol's speed and technical prowess clashed with Beterbiev's unrelenting pressure and power in the fiercely contested fight.
116-112 to the winner by majority decision, and now the unified undisputed world champion Artur Beterbiev.
Beterbiev is elevated once more. All the 4 belts are his.
Additionally, Dmitry Bivol also became the undisputed light heavyweight title after defeating Artur Beterbiev by majority decision in their rematch on February 22, 2025. Beterbiev's pressure was neutralized by Bivol's crisp counterattack and immaculate combinations, which controlled the pace.
Score of the contest 116-112. Dion Duarte has it 115-113 for the winner by majority decision. And new undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
In a post-fight interview following the rematch victory, Bivol conveyed his joy and sincere appreciation. He took a time to express his gratitude to his supporters for their steadfast support, his team for their hard work, and everyone who helped him along the way. He claimed that he and those around him valued the victory greatly and that it was a shared victory.
I'm just so happy. You know, I went through a lot last years, and this is thank you everybody so much. Thank you so much, His Excellency. He gave me this chance once and another. I appreciate Eddie, everybody from my team, my coaches, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for my father, for everyone who's supporting me here. Thank you.
Furthermore, Dmitry went on to consider that he was the only true difference between the first fight and the rematch. He claimed to have put in more effort, done more preparation, and come into the ring with fresh resolve and focus.
The difference between last and this one, just me. I was better, I was pushing myself more, I was more confident, I was lighter, and I just wanted to win so much today.
However, Artur Beterbiev acknowledged the steadfast support of his team and supporters and thanked them. He respected his opponent's performance and congratulated Bivol on the victory. Beterbiev accepted the result with humility and made it plain that he would not offer any justifications.
I don't want to talk about decision, this stuff. I congrats Bivol team. Muslim people say always Alhamdulillah.
Additionally, Eddie Hearn commended Bivol following the rematch victory for exemplifying what it means to be a great sportsman, accepting defeat, working hard, and coming out on top. He emphasized Bivol's dedication and perseverance during the fight's preparation. Hearn pointed out that this victory was important for the squad as a whole, not just Bivol.
I thought he won the first fight. You know, I couldn't believe his reaction for the first fight, which was, look, it's not up to me. And the way that he did that was a great example to people, to sportsmen, that you have to accept defeat, and he did that so well. But it meant a lot because, listen, you know, I wanted him to win for himself. I wanted to win for the team, for Vadim. Vadim, you know, he's a very quiet guy. He drives us mad.
Most notably, following the rematch, both Bivol and Beterbiev expressed strong interest in a trilogy to settle the rivalry once and for all. Since each combatant had shown their superiority in the division, they realized that their competitive series deserved a definitive ending. A third and final bout soon became popular, drawing interest from promoters and spectators who wanted to see the unchallenged light heavyweight title finally asserted.
We come back, we saw Turki Al-Sheikh come up to you right after with 3 fingers in the air saying third fight. Is that what you want? A rubber match with Dmitry Bivol?
Actually, I don't want second fight too. I mean, it's not my choice, but no problem. We're gonna do third fight if we need.
You are 1-1 now against Artur Beterbiev. Is it time for one more?
You know, I'm ready for any challenge future, but...
Later in other interviews, Bivol also discussed his intentions to work with Beterbiev on a trilogy, saying he was totally dedicated to it. He even decided to give up his WBC light heavyweight belt in order to concentrate on the rematch and the possible third bout.
Just finally, you're vacating the WBC light heavyweight title. Are you going to fight Artur Beterbiev in the trilogy? Is that what you want? What do you want?
Yeah, it's the plan. It's our plan, yeah, and then we will see.
We will have third fight.
If you have a third fight?
Oh, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
In order to make the trilogy happen, both Bivol and Beterbiev publicly demanded the fight, urging the relevant authorities to arrange a third bout. They expressed their willingness to settle the rivalry once and for all, highlighting the importance of a definitive outcome. Furthermore, in recent interviews following the rematch, Vadim Kornilov, Bivol's manager, also indicated interest in this trilogy. It would be advantageous for both combatants to pursue a third fight, he said. The trilogy, in Kornilov's opinion, was a fitting and significant end to their intense battle. Having received official approval, he must be happy to see it proceed.
From all, ethical, moral standpoint, the third fight has to happen, and it seems like that's what everybody's talking about, and it seems like that's what Riyadh and His Excellency want. So that's what we're all looking towards, and it's it's kind of similar to like Golovkin, Canelo. These are the type of fights that they're close, and we're not gonna do what other fighters do and say, oh, wait a little bit and then we're gonna have another fight and then we'll come back to this, because that's not really about integrity in my opinion. I think this trilogy has to figure out who the winner is within 3 fights being one after another.
What's more, the renowned ring commentator Michael Buffer also expressed his belief that Bivol and Beterbiev should form a trilogy. He said that their rivalry is among the most captivating in contemporary boxing and that he would love to see them fight again. With Buffer's support, the growing demand for the third fight gained even more traction.
Classic offense, defense, leg work, counter-punching. It was a great fight. It was a real fight. It was a matador and a bull type of thing that you love to see.
Additionally, Hearn further revealed that the plan was to pursue a trilogy if Bivol won the second fight. With Bivol securing the victory, that agreement naturally came into effect. The outcome set the stage for the highly anticipated third and final clash.
When we lost a very close fight against Artur Beterbiev, His Excellency went out and made the rematch when he didn't have to. And part of that deal was, if we win,
there'll be a third fight for Artur Beterbiev. So I was very surprised at the speed of the order.
Despite losing their first fight, Callum Smith was ready to take on Artur Beterbiev once more in a mandatory championship opportunity. Smith demonstrated good sportsmanship by complimenting Beterbiev's performance following the first bout. Beterbiev, he said, just outplayed him that evening. Smith said that he struggled to find his flow during the fight.
What went wrong tonight?
Disappointed. Obviously, I'm used to being the best. I always believed I was the best, and to accept that I'm not is a hard one to take. But no, look, the better man won tonight. He stopped me getting me rhythm. He's good at just touching, stop me getting any momentum, and I'll say the better man won tonight.
He also acknowledged that he had always thought he was the division's best, but he realized he still had work to do after losing against Beterbiev. Smith realized that he needed to get better and return stronger.
No, it's one of them. I've always set the bar very high. I always wanted to be the best. I've always believed I was the best, and now it's hard to accept that I'm not. And no, I've got an amazing family at home. I give a lot to.
Moreover, after that loss, Smith returned stronger and performed impressively in his following bouts. His championship aspirations were maintained when his achievements earned him the status of obligatory title challenger. In preparation for his required championship shot against Beterbiev, Callum Smith was totally committed and trained hard. Determined to learn from his previous defeat, he aimed to make the necessary adjustments. He was also determined to defeat Beterbiev and win the World Championship. Smith's dedication to making his ambition a reality was evident in his camp.
If he's already there, just bam, bam, short step, bam, bam. You see, there you go, you got your distance, folks. Right, don't get too close, keep that. Remember when you step around, now step around now. Step around. Bam. Step around. Keep that distance. There you go. Keep it good. That's it, don't pick up with it. Beautiful, there we go. Nice jab now. There you go. 1, 2, 3 now. That's it, come on again.
However, with the approval of the highly anticipated Bivol Beterbiev trilogy, Callum Smith's opportunity has been delayed. The focus has shifted to the third fight, pushing his title shot further into the future. As a result, Smith must now wait patiently for his chance to fulfill his dream of becoming champion. Besides, with the trilogy now official, Dmitry Bivol is intensifying his training in preparation to make it 2-1 against Artur Beterbiev. After edging out a majority decision in their last bout, Bivol is determined to leave no doubt this time around. He's focused on refining his speed, footwork, and counterpunching to exploit Beterbiev's power-forward style. Furthermore, his camp is reportedly running at full intensity, with sparring partners mimicking Beterbiev's aggressive approach. Bivol knows the stakes are higher than ever, and he's aiming to cement his legacy as the definitive light heavyweight king. On the other hand, Artur Beterbiev is also pushing himself to the limit in training camp, determined to even the score with Bivol in their third and final clash. Motivated by the sting of a narrow loss in the rematch, he's leaving nothing to chance this time around. Renowned for his raw power and relentless pressure, Beterbiev is refining his timing and accuracy. He's focused on cutting off the ring to prevent Bivol's movement from dictating the pace. Moreover, conditioning is a major focus as he prepares for another grueling battle against an elusive opponent. His team is working tirelessly to develop a more effective strategy for breaking Bivol's rhythm. Beterbiev views this fight not just as a chance for redemption, but as a defining moment in his career. For him, this trilogy is about more than titles. It's about restoring dominance and solidifying his legacy.
У меня сегодня свои 12 раундов были. Один раунд 3 минуты квалда, 100 ударов минимум 3 минутки и бой с теннис гантелями.
The decision to proceed with the Bivol Beterbiev trilogy has thrilled boxing fans and the sports community at large. This eagerly awaited bout is expected to definitively end the argument. Fans can't wait to find out who in the light heavyweight division is deserving of the title. With the trilogy now set, the big question looms. Who will come out on top? Will Artur Beterbiev replicate the dominance he showed in their first encounter with his relentless power and pressure? Or will Dmitry Bivol pick up where he left off, using his precision, speed, and ring IQ to control the fight once again? The stakes are higher than ever, and both men are preparing for war. What do you think? Will it be Beterbiev's redemption or Bivol's legacy cemented?